Hey, oh, folks, welcome back to this never-ending saga that is the Delphi case against Richard Allen. The case is moving along in the appeals court. The defense have filed their defense brief, which you can see in the playlist when I'm reading it a few weeks ago. So it is now time for the prosecution with their appeal. Now, the appeals for the prosecution for the state is being done by the Attorney General. And they have the exact same, it's unfair. Well, let's just say that Judge Gulls and her staff are being pieces of garbage all over. We remember from the trial how everything McLeland wanted, he got. And stuff he didn't even ask for, he got that as well by Judge Gulls. And in the appeal, the judge's staff refused to hand over evidence. The defense had to go to the higher court for the higher court to order Judge Gulls' staff to hand over evidence, which made it that the defense had to ask for continuances and more words and stuff like that. As it seems, the Judge Gulls' staff is now doing it to the Attorney General as well. All right, let's go through it here. Thank you to Delphi Docs for submitting this to Reddit so we can read it here. Verified motion to transmit supplemental documentary exhibit volumes. Volumes, plural. The state of Indiana by counsel requests this court to order the transmission of the 5 supplemental documentary exhibit volumes prepared in response to this court's order of October 22nd, 2025, and filed with the trial court clerk on November 10th, 2025. And here they are listing the background. In November and December of 2024, Allen was convicted of 2 counts of murder and received an aggregate 130-year sentence. Allen is appealing those convictions. The state's brief of appellate is currently due on February 16th, 2026. The notice of completion of transcript was issued on July 7th, 2025. A record of 22 transcript volumes, 15 electronic exhibit volumes, and 2 conventional exhibit volumes was prepared at that time. The transcript and the electronic exhibit volumes were transmitted to the clerk's office on December 19th, 2025. The conventional exhibit volumes were received by the clerk's office on December 24th, 2025. During Allen's briefing time, it was discovered that the existing record did not include the exhibits that had been tendered to the trial court in support of the motion for a Franks hearing and the motion to correct error. And the defense filed a motion seeking to have those exhibits included in the appellate record. On October 22nd, 2025, this court granted Allen's motion to reconsider, ordered the court reporter to prepare supplemental exhibit volumes containing those exhibits and file them with the trial court clerk, and ordered an amended notice of completion of transcript to be filed. Yeah, this is the part that where the higher court had to tell Judge Gulls' staff, for the love of everything holy, come on, you know this. Hand the documents over. The amended notice of completion of transcript was filed November 10th, 2025. At the same time, the rest of the record was transmitted. the trial court clerk also transmitted a quote-unquote supplemental physical exhibit volume. It contains 14 audio-video exhibits that were part of the Frank's motion to correct error evidence that was the subject of the October 22nd, 2025 order. During the process of reviewing the record, however, undersigned counsel for the state discovered that the supplemental documentary exhibits connected to the Frank's motion and motion to correct errors are not contained in the record transmitted to the clerk's office. Why do you keep doing this, Judge Gulls and your staff? Why? Now, luckily, Judge Gulls is retiring. Hopefully, her staff will go with her. That's not a guarantee. It's just baffling to me that every step of the way since Judge Gulls took over the case from the coward Judge Diener, every step of the way, she and her staff made sure that the trial, the case, the pre-trial hearings, everything surrounding it went as badly as possible against Rick Allen. To the extent that the Supreme Court of Indiana had to go in and correct Judge Gulls. And now after the trial, the higher court have to go in as well and tell Judge Gulls and her staff, for the love of fuck, get a grip, hand it over. It's not that hard. You have an obligation to do this. And they still do it. Now against the Attorney General. What are they afraid of? I don't know. It's either complete incompetence, which is not with it's within the realm of possibilities, or they're simply bad people who just likes to throw sticks in the wheel for everybody involved to get Rick Allen to spend as much time in prison as possible, even though it is obvious for people like you and me with functioning brains that he should not only should he never have been convicted, he should never have been charged at all. Let's hear. A review of the trial court docket shows that 5 supplemental documentary exhibit volumes, both confidential and public access versions, were prepared by the court reporter in response to the October 22nd, 2025 order and filed with the trial court clerk on November 10th, 2025. The undersigned confirmed with Allen's counsel that these supplemental documentary exhibit volumes are what Allen is citing in his brief as the November supplement volume, yada, yada, yada. The undersigned also confirmed with the clerk's office that it did not receive these volumes when it received the rest of the record. In other words, when the trial court clerk transmitted the record, it sent the supplemental conventional exhibit volume, but it did not send the supplemental documentary exhibit volumes. Undersigned counsel need to review those exhibits before responding to Allen's brief. And this court will need to review those exhibits to adjudicate the appeal. Wherefore, the state respectfully requests this court to order the trial court clerk to transmit the 5 supplemental documentary exhibit volumes prepared in response to this court's order in October 2025, order and filed with the trial court clerk on November 10th, 2025. And, well, here is the, which I just read from, but it's Office of Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita. Not Nick Rokita, this is Todd Rokita. Make your own jokes. Yeah, so they I don't get it. Every step of the way, Judge Gulls and her staff are making mistakes, deliberate or not, but every damn step of the way. Even as the case is removed from Nick McClelland, who had everything handed to him, and the moment it got out of his hands, boom, they are screwing it up. What do you think, folks? What are the reasons that Judge Gull and her staff keeps doing this? You tell me. Give me your thoughts. Thank you for listening in. You all have a good one, and I will see you in the next stream or video. Bye-bye.